For these Greek-style veggies, you're going to see a simple marinade as well as some of my favorite produce to use. You can really use anything. It's super versatile. I'm going to take you through quickly just chopping up these veggies so that they're easy to eat, and then showing you quickly how to make the marinade while the vegetables cook. So what do you need? Well, this recipe calls for 4 zucchini, 2 bell pepper, you can choose any color you like, and a half of a red onion, but you can more or less of any of these ingredients depending on what you have on hand and what season it is. So let's get right into chopping all your veggies. So we're going to start with the zucchini, pretty easy here. Just going to chop off the top and the bottom, and then to make this cook as evenly as possible, you want to cut it into at least half-shaped moons, but what I found is cutting the zucchini lengthwise in 4 is the best for getting great coverage on your zucchini so they don't get super mushy. So you're going to cut it long ways, and then try to always cut on flat surfaces as much as you can. We'll cut it one more time long ways, and then from here you're just going to simply cut straight down, trying to keep the pieces consistent. And just a tip for your knife skills here, try to keep the tip of the knife down, and you're going to just press and kind of up and down. Keep your fingers out of the way. Okay, next up the bell pepper. You can either cut it from the top, just simply cut it off so you have a flat surface to work with. And then from here you'll see the pepper comes kind of to a point, so I like to try to cut away from the point. That way you can then see where the seeds are inside, and then you can continue to cut around. And that way it's less that you have to worry about the seeds. From here, you'll just pile these up on top of each other. I'll show you too to make it easy. And then again, you just want to simply cut into strips, something that's easy to eat. Last up is going to be your onion. You just want to cut it in half. We're only using half for this recipe. Then you want to cut off the top, peel away the outer layer. And remember, if you don't love red onion or anything like that, you can always use less, or if you really love it, you can use more. I'm just going to peel the top away. And then from here you'll see that there is a base of the onion, the root where it grew from. We want to keep that intact as long as possible so that the onion doesn't fall apart on you. And then from here, keep your fingers out of the way. We're going to go straight down on the onion. And then you can cut across. And then when you get to the end where the root is, you can just get rid of that, or if you really want to use all of it, you can chop across instead and just leave the main root. And this way you already have chopped up veggies. And as you can see, we have all of our vegetables ready. So there's zucchini, there's bell pepper, and we've got some red onion in here. We're going to saute all of this over high heat, and while we're doing that, we'll get the marinade together. One of my top tips before you start your veggies is to get a cast iron skillet or a non-stick skillet nice and hot. Add a little bit of oil, and then we're going to just add those veggies in. We're going to cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. You don't need to saute them around too much. Let them brown up and golden crisp up a little bit. And if you don't have a very big skillet, you could do this in batches as well. Again, that's going to cook for about 7 minutes or so. And while that's cooking, let's make the marinade. Let's make that Greek marinade. This is the easiest marinade. It's perfect for vegetables like this, or even to marinate chicken or salmon or whatever your favorite protein is. It's really great over salad too. So let's get started. We're going to have 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And to that, we are going to add the juice of an entire lemon. Make sure you watch for the seeds with your lemon. To that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. This is really the star. I love red wine vinegar in Greek marinades. And then we need some garlic powder. I don't like using fresh garlic. I feel like sometimes that can be a little bit overwhelming in marinade, so I like to use garlic powder instead. So we are going to use just 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. You really want to taste it. And then we're going to use some fresh or some dried oregano. Remember, when you dry an herb, it has a lot more flavor than when it's fresh. So if you're going to use fresh oregano in this, you'd want to use close to 2 tablespoons. But since this is dry, we're going to use 2 teaspoons. And then we're going to just round this off with about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You can, of course, adjust this to your liking. And then that's all you need for your marinade. You want to make sure you have an easy to seal jar. So I'm just going to make sure that this jar gets sealed on. And then we're going to shake it up, and that's all you have to do. You can, of course, double or triple this recipe if you need to, so you can have a marinade on hand at any time. So the veggies have been cooking. We're going to add just a pinch of salt and then about 2 tablespoons of marinade in. I want to make sure that you guys know that you can cook your veggies to whatever level you love. Don't be afraid to add more veggies in. So we're going to do about 2 tablespoons of this marinade. If you haven't shaken it up lately, make sure you shake it up first. Just going to pour it over. You can reserve the rest, again, to just add to your favorite protein or even to add as a dipping for your sauce. And that's all you have to do. And it's done, easy to prepare. And you can find lots of delicious, quick and easy recipes just like this Greek-style veggies at bitesofwellness.com.